Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the vlog. And okay, now I'm sure you're looking like, Shelton, what is going on here? I keep seeing this setup, and that's because I want to turn Wisdom Wednesday into a podcast as well. A lot of you guys like watching it on here, but in case you don't have time to like sit down and watch it on YouTube, I'm going to leave a link down below. It's an app called Anchor. Check out Hypecast. Make sure you guys subscribe. That way, if you're riding down the road, you can just plug in Anchor, and you can listen to Wisdom Wednesday. You don't have to worry about watching it. Young and Married is on there as well, so make sure you guys check that out. That is dropped today as well. I will leave a link down to that Anchor below. So subscribe to both, listen to everything that you can possibly listen to. Now let's roll this intro, and let's dive into this Wisdom Wednesday. Ow! So today, I mentioned this before, at work we do this leadership training on Tuesdays, and it's phenomenal because lately it's been rolling into Wisdom Wednesday because we have a great discussion and we learn a lot, and I love it. So what we talked about today, and what I loved about it the most, is because it kind of resonates with my whole logo, my slogan, which is hype about finding your splatter. And today it was about the book by Tony Dungy called Uncommon, and basically what he's saying is you have to be uncommon to be successful. And Grant Cardone talks about being a super freak, right? All of us are kind of freaks in our own ways, essentially, right? But it's the super freaks that are superstars are successful, right? And Tony Dungy uses the word uncommon. Grant Cardone uses the word super freak. Now, they both have their own ways of getting to the successful tip of the point, but again, he uses uncommon because Tony Dungy is more of a kind of laid back, even keel type of guy, while Grant Cardone is just crazy, super freak. That's his slogan, right? That's his motto. But what I wanted to talk about again is just kind of reiterate about finding your splatter, about being uncommon, being different, being who you are, right? Being that super freak. Don't be afraid to be a super freak, right? If we sit there and we're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing next to us, that's average. That's mediocrity, and that's what you're going to continue to be. But if we're uncommon, if we're a super freak, right? If we look at it, like, man, that guy's crazy. He's a little freaky. You know what I mean? Typically, those are the ones that are successful. I like to look at Casey Neistat for like a prime example. If you go back and look at his older videos, he was kind of this raggedy guy, this high school dropout. People are like, who is this guy, right? But he's super creative, and he owned it. He owned how super freakish he was, and he went after it, and he did it. Now look at him, right? So don't be afraid to go all in on who you are and what makes you that super freak, that crazy. I think a lot of us are afraid to be super freaky because, again, it's super freak, right? It's uncommon. It's not right. It looks weird, and I've always found myself kind of in that uncommon category, not call myself successful, right? Like this big guy, but I like to push the boundaries and be kind of the super, like this vlog thing. It's freaky, right? People are like, what are you doing? That's weird. Like I get it all the time. Like, what is vlogging? That's crazy. Now you're doing a podcast, like, but. Again, I'm trying to push myself. I'm not saying I'm going to make it on here. I'm not going to make it here or there, but I'm trying to constantly push myself and go all in and find new ways, find new patterns, continuously finding my splatter. But my message, again, my bottom line message for today is be that super freak, right? Be uncommon. Again, I like to say both of them because there's two ways to get there. This uncommon is that guy who's just, he's more tamed in it, right? Because think of a Tony Dungy. For those of you who know Tony Dungy, he's a very laid back, just kind of melatonin type of guy. Grant Cardone is like, let's go, baby, all in, let's go. You don't suck if you like. That's kind of Grant Cardone, right? And it works for people. Some people it doesn't. That's why I like to say be uncommon, right? But a super freak gets you hyped up, like, yeah, baby, I'm a super freak. They go with that. So that's why I like to use both of those words. So again. Actually, we've got three words. You've got uncommon, super freak, and finding your splatter. Again, I know I talk about it all the time, but I feel like maybe, hey, the hype, find your splatter was maybe it was a little more kind of, it was more to my thing, right? It was more a singular thing, like I can't relate to that. That's fine, I get that. Now we've got two more options, right? Be uncommon, be a super freak, or find your splatter and be hype. You got three different ways to get to that peak, to get to that success. It's a beautiful thing, baby. There's enough pie for all of us to eat. Now go find your slice. Thanks for stopping by again today, guys. I love seeing you smiling faces. Make sure you stop back by here tomorrow because it's every damn day. And make sure you love them to your life. Make sure you love them to your left, to your right. And as always, baby, y'all have a great ass night.